Alright, so today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my 5-day safety unit organizer that we have to do for this class. For what this is this is for all my students that have to take my classes, either whether it be a woodshop class or my industrial technology, where they do multiple different things in that class. This is just for me that we go through general safety so they understand certain aspects of it. So this is used for every shop class that I use. The only thing is, with the state, we do not have approved standards for industrial education or woodshop, so there are no specific standards set. Some of the objectives that they need to know is that they will know and understand general safety for this class. They do have a general safety test that they have to take at the end of each of the end of the test, so they understand what is required of them. The goals of this unit is to know that, so they know and can safely apply those rules to my classroom, those general rules. And I have those. I'll show you those here in a couple minutes. Some of the essential questions that we talked about: what is safety? What does it look like? What is it? How do you apply it? What is the number one rule for my wood shop? Here it is. I'll tell you right now. It's use common sense. If you don't use common sense or use your brain, there's an issue. We need to fix that. What does it mean to work safely in the shop? That's another essential question we talk about. How does it look? What does it do? And who is responsible? The only person responsible for the safety in the shop, besides me, is making sure these are properly safe and equipped. Is the students themselves. You don't need anything previous, and this is one of those things that we look at and need to have all this. Each day we build on things, so it's not we're gonna not cover everything in one day and then just say, okay, here you go. So this is all the concepts and just the general safety rules for us. Each day discusses new rules and a review of the previous ones. I do have there's multiple ways I do this. I mostly am the old-fashioned way of standing up front. We talked about it. I have visual aids. I go through and show things. So here's what it would look like. This is what we actually would use in class. This is actually my syllabus. It's right on there. We start talking about, like you can see, certain areas. Talk about attitude. What does it mean to have the proper attitude in aspect? So, in clothing, protective equipment, fire prevention. That one's huge in my world. And then working with power tools and machinery. So, for some of these, we go through and we talk about, okay, what does it mean to, and what does it mean to understand about pulling the plug, not the cord? How many times do you sit there at home and you're running your vacuum cleaner or something and you pull the cord and not the actual plug? There's an issue that could happen there. Same thing with talking or sharp tools. Making sure that people know everything. This is a big one right here. Do not use any equipment until I've demonstrated it. That's huge. So I've had to talk to people and tell them, hey, I haven't shown you how to do this yet. So you need to make sure that you do that. So we go through all the way until the safety rules for the joiner. I do those separately. I do all the machines separately from the general, and then that's what we cover the test over. When we actually go through and take the test, I sit out and I talk about the actual test questions. Go through, look at them, take ones that have been previous issues from years past, and discuss those and say, hey, maybe this is when you need to look at or review and remind them that, okay, this is something. This also gives you an opportunity to say, hey, here's some of my pet peeves during this time. Like one of them is these two right here. I always remind them that these are my two major issues in the woodshop class with stains and finishes. So that's just a little example of what we do. It is nice to know that you can have this. And like we're talking about horseplay, not screwing around or doing something you're not supposed to. Talk about the respect aspect and knowing what is yours and not yours, and discussing that. So that's mainly all the aspects of it. And at the end, they do take a 32 question. Now it's Google form, because I love the Google Forms safety test that they need to pass with a 90% or better. That way I know if there's any situation through the year that we have that, say, a student gets hurt, we can actually go ahead and look at it. One thing that I am looking at doing now, as my administration is kind of challenging me with this, is doing like a little video. Having my advanced students do a video on their own, where they take general safety rules, or they take a machine or something, and they go through and talk about it and discuss it and tell me how to do it, and then that will be also shown to their classes. So from there, that's just a few things that I do as the general line and everything like that. So hopefully the cooperative learning will be in place next try. As I've already gone through all this right now with all my students for this try, so we'll be hopefully adjusting that here very soon. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend, and good luck the rest of this semester.